things we did not understand about Cambridge, many things they did not understand about us, and one had to bridge all those gaps. And I must say that that we had a lot of pro bono support, particularly from Mr. Ali Yusuf, who negotiated on our behalf, with the lawyer. She was our legal advisor,
Right.
and she put in an enormous amount of work. It's
Right.
amazing how much work she put in. And what happened was that the agreement was actually, we negotiated to the very last day. Can you imagine that we're signing the agreement on the 4th of April, that the dean, the deputy dean, and the director of customized program is coming here on the 4th of April to sign the agreement. And we didn't have an agreement on the 3rd.
Oh, that was really touch and go.
It was really touch and go, And
Right.
finally, we had to have emergency board meetings to try to meet with the requirements of Cambridge, and they wanted to meet with our requirements. And we finally agreed to the agreement. Literally, they went from there to the airport to catch a flight to Pakistan.
Right. Now, let's move ahead. What about the curriculum? Are they going to, the Cambridge University, are they going to replicate the curriculum which is being taught at the Judge Business School, or you think they will have to introduce some new, perhaps, courses designed to meet the requirements of the Pakistani economy, Pakistani society and culture?
But first, we've got to realize one thing. If you want an institution to be world class, it's got to have a global approach. It can't be just Pakistan-centric. If it's Pakistan-centric, then you don't have a world-class institution by definition. So what we want is for students to come from the international community as well. This is not just for Pakistanis only. Why? Because we feel that unless international students come and they interact with our Pakistani students, how will our Pakistani students ever become global in their outlook? How will they understand what are other cultures or what are other environments and other economies? It's a very important part of their learning that they have this exposure. So to do that, we want to have an international faculty, international student body, and also an international board.
So the curriculum would be the same as exists in the Judge Business School, or you think there might be some variations?
Well, let me put it this way. Actually, what we've negotiated is that Cambridge will supply the dean and 70% of the faculty.
Okay.
Now, if they're going to provide 70% of the faculty, this is what's going to make it work out. The biggest problem of any school here in Pakistan is the faculty. And we've got over that problem by this type of an agreement. This agreement is the first agreement that's been signed by Cambridge, which is so comprehensive. In 800 years of history, they have never signed an agreement as comprehensive as this one.
All right.
It's a strategic collaboration agreement.
Right. Now, what is your time frame for setting up the school? When do you hope to become operational, and how are you going to fund it?
Well, to get to that, if I may just backtrack
Yes,
a little,
of course.
what we're trying to do then, with them coming in, they're going to provide all the curriculum and its development, the faculty and its development, research. It's going to be started by them also. They're going to be responsible for all of that. However, we have this insistence on the only consideration is merit. Merit is the only basis on which students will get entry into this school. And to ensure that, we are asking Cambridge to assume that responsibility also. So that ensures that every student will know when he comes in that his colleague has only got there on the basis of merit. In other words,
kind of, sort of
what he knows, not who he knows.
Right. Exactly.
The second thing we want to ensure in this, and this is where our passion comes in also, is the fact that we want to make it need blind. Need blind means equal opportunity. That anybody, anywhere can apply, and if they can't afford it, it's our job to try to find the resources to support it. See, we have a fundamental belief. We believe that institutions per se cannot be charitable. It's the people who are charitable. If you make institutions charitable, then per se, what you're doing is providing quality services at discounted prices. It won't last. No institution can.
Right.
So
Now,
therefore, the essence is that the institution should survive.
yes.
It should be sustainable. But it's the job of those who are involved with it, like we and the board members, and we hope all the people in Pakistan, who are going to provide the resources to ensure that this is going to be need blind.
Are you also planning to offer scholarships to deserving students?
Absolutely. Need blind means that they will be getting scholarships.
Right.
And they will be getting scholarships depending on their economic capacity to pay. Those who have absolutely no economic capacity, I will get 100% resources. Those who can afford it, it will be appropriate to what they can afford.
And when do you plan to become operational? How long will it take for you to start
Well,
classes?
we had discussions with them, and what we've done is that we have agreed to have starting off with executive education. Cambridge faculty will fly in and out of the country to actually deliver this. So it will be really like going to Cambridge and attending a executive education. And that's next year, hopefully, and the year after we want to start our MBA classes.
Right. Do you plan to, at some stage in future, perhaps introduce some other non-business courses, or would you just restrict yourself to business education?
I'm so glad you asked that question, because it's important that you understand what differentiates this initiative from all the others.
But let me interrupt you here, because viewers, we have to take a little break, and we will be back shortly and talk to Mr. Hussain Dawood again. Welcome back, viewers. We are talking to Mr. Hussain Dawood, who is the chairman of Karachi Education Initiative, which is setting up Karachi School of Business and Leadership. Hussain, we were talking about, I had asked you before the break that whether you would consider sort of teaching non-business courses at the school at some stage in future.
Well, as I said, this is a very important question, because there's certain things that are differentiators from other institutions. And I'd like to just dilate on that very quickly. The most important thing is that we realize the importance of social enterprise. So while you're learning the courses, it's a classical MBA, what are you learning actually? You're learning how to manage resources and how to ensure sustainability. So it's a means to an end and not an end in itself.
Right.
So you can go into become social entrepreneurs, you can become business entrepreneurs, you can have people who go into the media, who can go into any sphere in life. And that's what the type of person that we're preparing. It's a person who can go to any sphere.
So eventually, do you expect to have a large number of students at the school, or do you have a fixed number of students? What exactly?
Well, what we're doing is that we're first of all going to be giving a one-year MBA.
Okay.
Now, you see, the classical models are in the United States is 2 years MBA, in Europe it's 1 year MBA.
1 year.
Since we've got Cambridge, their expertise lies in the 1 year MBA.
Okay.
So we're giving 1 year MBA, which is the first time that that's being done here. To make that effective, we're having it as 100% residential.
Okay.
So that we have everybody living on campus, no time wasted about them going home and coming back. It's their own environment. And the environment that we want to create is going to be a world-class environment. It's going to be brand new building, brand new campus. And we're hoping to have the students and the faculty live on site. And we're going to have approximately 400 students in the MBA program.
Is that the sort of maximum number, or?
Well, usually to make an institution sustainable, you need to have 400, 450.
Okay.